Welcome to Ask a Realtor. Bringing back my show for the time being. Things are a little different, obviously. Got to record things from home. I can't have a guest right here with me. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring you some things I've been doing from a realtor standpoint during the COVID-19 pandemic and how life has changed in the real estate world. So I'm fortunate enough to have built a strong business and customer base and network, and that's helping me continue to list homes for my sellers and find homes for my buyers, and obviously stay very busy. And this all happens because of a few simple business practices that I put in place over the years. Number one, it's working with my clients and simplifying the real estate process whenever I can. I really try to take the stress out of everything for my clients, take on as much of the responsibility and make it as easy for them as possible. Also looking out for my clients' best interests. And then also the third thing is really being an early adopter of technology and using it to stay ahead of many others in this field. And let me give you a few examples of both of those in a moment. From working with my clients, the one thing I've been able to do is search listings on a daily basis for every one of my active clients. So my goal is to find a property for my buyers before they do. Real estate is really a service industry, and I am here to serve others. A lot of realtors take the approach of let the buyer do all the work. When they find something they like, they send it to the realtor, and realtor goes ahead and writes an offer. That's really not a service business. That's a reactive business. And if you are not having somebody working for you, you're missing the boat in real estate. So the other thing I do is looking out for my clients' best interests. So I do research properties that interest my clients to find out as much that we can to make sure there aren't any surprises. So if it's a piece of property on acreage that may have a well or a septic, I will do the research to see, what the well is drawing in gallons per minute, so we understand the availability of water. If it is just a single family, or if they maybe have livestock and they're going to have more water needs, a higher gallon per minute might be needed. Can look to see what else might be on the property as well. If there's outer structures, there's barns, storage facilities, things like that. So definitely we do that in advance so that we know that going in, we know things to look at. So another thing that I do to keep people safe is at every listing that I have, I set up a COVID-19 station. So I want to make sure I keep my sellers safe by anybody coming in the property, making sure we reduce germs in any way possible, and also the buyers who are coming in as well. So each property is going to have a station that has hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, gloves, booties, and also the latest Washington Realtors standards for what we have to do. So let me show you very quickly what one of those looks like, just so you can kind of see, again, something very different in the COVID-19 world that we live in. So right here you can see a picture of what one of my COVID-19 stations look like. And again, it's just something very, very small, but at the front door, right to greet anybody who's coming in the property. So we've got our wipes, we've got our sanitizer, we've got gloves, we've got booties if you want to put those on as well. And then the current Washington Realtors information, so you can stay up to date on that. Another thing that I did very early in my career was decided to use 3D photography, because throughout my life I've been a very early adopter of technology, always trying to use the latest and greatest, and played with a lot of things, see what works, see what doesn't, and really stick with the things that are really the cutting edge and the new benchmark. So one of the first things I did when I started my sales career was I went to 3D tours. And the reason I did that is something I learned even earlier in my sales career with regards to selling is for buyers, you always want to make it easy to buy. So you want to let a buyer be able to experience, touch, walk into, understand what they're buying. And the best way to do that in real estate really is with a 3D tour and virtual reality tours. So any potential buyer, in essence, can look at any one of my listings from wherever they are in the world. Say if you're in Venice, Italy, on a gondola, if you're on a beach in Hawaii, if you're riding a double-decker bus through London, and you find out you're getting relocated to Spokane, you could literally take out your mobile device and step right into one of my houses. You could put on your VR goggles. So if you have those, you could slap these babies on, you can walk right through, you can touch things just like you're there. So let me give you a quick example of what one of those looks like. So this is one of my current listings. It's a condo in Liberty Lake, Washington. And this actually you can see from the John L. Scott website, but I'll link over into the 3D tour that is also available right from the website. So now we're into the actual 3D tour itself. So you can really see inside this lovely condo. And the beautiful thing about 3D tours is it in essence gives you thousands of pictures inside the property. So you can walk through, you can look around. If you want to, you can scroll over here. We can walk right into the kitchen and we can look down towards the cabinet and the stove. We can look up. We can walk through here, get into the dining room, see what all the angles look like, you know, come over here and see what it looks like looking out the window towards the deck and then back into the living room. This even enables us to walk out onto that deck. So now I could take a look as a buyer, again, sitting in the gondola in Venice, Italy, and looking out and seeing what your view on this deck is going to be. So you can see you've got some lovely forest to be looking at here. You know wildlife's going to come down the path anytime. You might have turkeys or deer, obviously lots of birds as well, maybe the occasional moose. But this way you could truly walk right inside any one of these properties and really get an understanding of what you're looking at, different perspectives. So this is an image I would never show in one of the 20 images I get to show in the MLS that then goes into public consumer sites like Zillow or Realtor.com, but it's the view from the living room now down to the bedrooms at the end of the hall. But in this instance, now you can actually see that. And if you want, you can walk right down that hall as well. So it's just a very cool tool that my clients all are able to use. Just another way things definitely have changed with regards to COVID. Another thing that has changed with this environment that we live in right now actually started for me before COVID even became anything that anybody really had to worry about. And that's video tours of properties. So for me, this started late last year. I had a family moving here from Kansas. Unfortunately, they didn't have the time to come to Spokane and do property visits in person. So we created a system where I would do FaceTime videos and I would virtually or literally, I would walk into the house they wanted to take a look at and I would video call them and I'd walk around, I'd show them the whole house. I could go back to the kitchen and focus in on anything they wanted to see, the bedrooms, the views from the window, whatever it was. So that was a pretty cool experience. And we did look at a number of houses. Very happy to say that they did negotiate, close, and everything before they even got to Spokane. And the better thing is they're thrilled with the house too. So they're over in the Indian Trail area, got a pool with a gorgeous view, and they're very happy, so it did work. I'm also working with another buyer right now who's with the military based up in Alaska, and due to military travel restrictions, he can't come down here. So he will be living here in about 3 weeks, and we have toured a few different houses. With him, we've been using Google Duo. Seems to work very well with his mobile device, and done the same thing. I've gone in the houses, I've done the tours, I've shown him everything he wanted to. We negotiated everything, and very happy to say that he's going to be a first-time homeowner in about 2 weeks, right before he gets down here to Spokane. So definitely things are changing, and there are ways to use technology. At the same time, I could do the same thing with a seller. If you want to have a meeting, we could do a face-to-face just like we are right here on Zoom, or we can use Duo or FaceTime or a number of other tools or apps to be able to talk and see each other. And you can even show me around your house or your condo and show me the different features. And we could talk about things, about staging and answer questions versus just talking about things without being able to see it. So we could do all these things without having to be in person and get things done and stay on track. So definitely, you know, there are a lot of things that we are doing in advance of COVID, during COVID, to keep in business. I'm staying very busy. I'm actually as busy, if not busier, than I was before COVID happened. So I'll knock on wood. I'm very happy about that. So thank you very much for joining Silbar Homes. This has been Ask a Realtor, the COVID-19 edition. If you have any questions, I'm always here. I'm always available to provide information because that's my first job. So let me know if you have any questions via text, via call. If you want to reach out to me via my Facebook page or even my website, feel free to do so. But for now, thank you for watching Silbar Homes. Have a great day and stay safe. Take care.